Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. We're going to get started here in just a second. Get some word out so people know where we are and can find us and jump on in here really fast. But I want to get this word out. This is going to be a really good topic this morning. I'm looking forward to today's show. I don't know about you, but Laura, glad you got in here already. And Michael Mills, glad you've joined us. So let's see. I think I about got it. There. I know there's one more. There it is. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, Nat Banks, Leanne Ryan Smith, glad you're here. Glad you joined us in here this morning. It is a thankful Thursday. Hi, I'm Brad Smith. It is Thursday, January the 23rd, 2020. And this is going to be another fantastic day because that's the way I choose for my day to be. I am your host for Chainbreakers 365 Live and the creator of hashtag Uplift and Rise. I want to welcome you here this morning. We're going to get into this in just a little bit. Midge, good morning. Kara Jackson, glad you joined us. Connie, glad you jumped in. And hey, there's my wife, Patty Smith. Glad you joined us in here too. And it's interesting, I got to say hi to her because she and I are not in the same place. As you may have noticed my surroundings, I am not at home right now. Some changes in my job have now dictate that I do a little bit more travel than I used to. So I'm a few hours away. And so this is the way she's joining in here with me and watching this morning because she always listen from home. She may not be in here, but she's always part of this group. I want to thank you guys for being in here this morning. Today, I want to talk about change. A lot of us know that change is inevitable. Sometimes it's for the positive, sometimes it's for the negative, but change is going to happen. Matthew 18:3 out of the NIV says, and he said, truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Now, why is it that he talks about becoming like little children? There is probably no single group more adaptive, more open to change than little children. You see, life is happening so fast for little children that change is inevitable. Change is part of their life, and they know and they recognize that, and they adapt like reeds in the wind, right? They move along and adapt with that. Change happens. But as we get older, sometimes we become a lot more set in our ways. We become a lot more stoic. We become a lot more resistant to change. We don't necessarily like change being part of our lives. And why is that? Well, because in a lot of cases, when we have dealt with change, pain has come with that. And we want to do everything we can to resist change. What we need to understand is that sometimes moving into change can be as positive as sometimes moving into love. See, there's a lot of people that will resist going out and creating new relationships because they're afraid of being hurt. But what they sometimes forget, and those that are consistent at going after love know and recognize, that the reward that comes as a result of it can be so fantastic that it is worth any pain that you might endure. Change can be so magnificent, so wonderful, so great that it is worth some of the growing, some of the stretching, some of the improvement that we need to do. You see, in order to be I'm going to back that up just a little bit. If we want a better future for ourselves, if we want a better life for ourselves in the future, we have to become the person that we need to be able to live with that change. We need to become the person that is rewarded of that change. We need to be what our change requires us to be. But if we sit back and we just are resistant to change, we don't necessarily want to interact with it, we will never evolve, we will never become the change that we need to be. If you took a look at my the title and the comments as I logged in here this morning and started this, what I said was sometimes some say the change is inevitable, sometimes it's the good, sometimes it's not so good. But I put a link in here to some fourth graders who have created a video who are trying to make a change in their community for the better. You see, Danville, Illinois, my hometown, has changed a lot from what it was when I grew up. It has changed a lot, and a lot of people say it's not so good. There have been a lot of stories and a lot of videos that have been very, very negative on the city of Danville. But these children are not about to let that change take place. They believe that there is a lot there still in their community, and they are doing what they can to change their community back for the better. I say I would welcome you to go back to this comment at the beginning, the title at the beginning and the heading of this, and click on that link. Watch the video. This is a fantastic job. This is a case where we need to take the time to be like these little children and realize that change can be for the good, and it's up to us. It's up to us to evolve, to change, and to be the force that moves things forward. If we want change to happen into our lives, it's not up to somebody else. It's up to you. It's up to you to make the change in your life. It's up to you to make the change in your church, in your business, in your family, in your community. Nobody else is going to do it if you are not willing to do it. Hey, Andy Strader, Harold Hopkins, Melanie Asbury, Marcus Stone, I'm glad you all jumped in here. Change will happen. It's up to you to make change happen the way you want it to be. See, these fourth graders realized that change was happening in their community, but they didn't like that change. They knew that their community was destined for something better. They know that their community is good in its core. And for that, they want to take and change not only the image of their community, but if you listen to all the different quotes and all the different things that these children say about change, about a better future, it is a motivator that's not only about their community. This fourth grade teacher, and I wish they really said who the teacher was, but this teacher is to be commended for instilling in these children's lives at this point in their life, at this age, that if they want to create change, it's up to them. That if they want to truly change things, that they can do this, and they can even do it in fourth grade. We see at fourth grade, we're just, 9, 10 years old? If you'd had that instilled in you at 9 and 10 years old, where would you be today? If you knew you could be that catalyst to create change, not only in your life, but in the life of others around you, in your homes, in your communities, in your careers, in your churches, right? It is, the possibilities are so endless, the change that you can create. I would love to be able to track some of these 9 and 10-year-olds and see where they're going to be 20 and 30 years from now. You see, I truly believe that's what is being instilled in them today, what is being planted in them today. The seed that is being planted in them will grow to be something so unbelievably fantastic that I think you'll see these fourth graders go farther than any other group in the entire community, because what's being instilled in them about being able to create change from their teacher. Absolutely. My question is, this teacher is planting seeds in these children. What are you doing to be a planter of seeds? What are you doing to be the catalyst for change? Not only in the future and in these people, create change in your family. Create change in yourself. Create change at your business. Create change at your church. Create change in your community. You see, even church, while people will say the Bible does not change, uh, again and again and again, we see churches dying off because something isn't quite right. Why is that? Because in some cases, people resist what they need to become to appeal to the next generation. People refuse to change to know what they need to become to attract the interest of not only of, well, the millennial generation and the one to follow. You see, there are so many changes happening every single day. Every single day. The question is, will your change be for the good? It will, or will it be for the better? Will it be for the good, or will it go negative? It's up to you. Here's what I want you to realize. If you don't risk something to create change for your future, then my friends, you risk everything. That's a quote from Mark Zuckerberg. If you don't risk something, then you risk everything. Because here's what will happen. If you don't take your positivity, your motivation, and move toward creating that positive change in your life, change will happen, but it will happen to you. It will happen on you. It will happen around you. And my friends, it won't be for the positive. If you want to be a catalyst for something positive. Be a catalyst for motivation. Be a catalyst for positivity. Some of you, because I'm already hearing back, some of you have been taking the messages of positivity and speaking into other people's lives. And what we found is that those little messages are already multiplying. They're changing environments. You can either be changed by your environment or you can change your environment. Which one is it going to be? You see, it's up to you to decide what environment you're going to work in. Sometimes you can change it and sometimes you can't. But at that point, it's your choice as to whether you're going to live with it or not. Some people will realize that it's now gotten so bad that there's only two choices: change it or leave. Question is, are you going to wait till it's so bad, or are you going to take the opportunity to make a change today? Sometimes you can sit here and go, you know what? I'm not in a position where I can create the change. I'm not in a position where I can really make a huge difference. I'm not really in a place where I can make that big of a difference in my job, in my place of employment. What if these fourth graders and their teacher had said the same thing? But they didn't. What she's instilling them is, even at this point in their lives, they can make a change in their communities. Their entire community, not just their classroom, not just their school, not just within the educational system of this community, but in their entire community. They're going out into the community and showing all the positive things that are there. Sometimes we get to thinking some things are so terrible because we put blinders on and we take things for granted. My friends, quit taking things for granted. Know all of the positive movements you make every single day, all of the successes you have every single day, but they come so natural for you, you take them for granted. My friends, you are more powerful than you know. You are more capable than you know you are. Go out and make change today. Move towards that environment. Not only make this a day worth remembering, but make yourself worth remembering in the day. My friends, I want to thank you for joining me today. This has been a fantastic day to be able to join you in here. Melanie Asbury, you're right. Change is good for your soul. Thanks so much for being here. You can join us every single Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, right here for Chainbreakers 365 Live. If you can't check us out live, you can see us on replay. You can find these also on my YouTube channel at Chainbreakers 365, or you can go to my website, chainbreakers365.com. But the best way, join this community every single morning, 7:30 a.m. for Chainbreakers 365 Live. My friends, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you here again tomorrow. Have an amazing day. Be amazing, my friends.